We're in September, only 3 months left until the end of the year. I don't know where this year has gone, but it's surely flown by. And the same will happen next year and the years to come. So if I want to make a change, I have to do it now, not December 31st or January 1st. If I want to level up, I have to start now. Now, because I want to ensure the routine that I follow for the years to come has actually been tested and trialed, and so that I can iron out the kinks before the new year comes around. So here are 5 ways I'm changing my life to level up my finances before next year comes around. 1. Taking initiative. This means to take an active interest in what's happening around me. Now, that's not to say to have a care about every single detail around you. It's more about being selective with the information that you absorb. Like, for example, if you listen to the news, there is obviously more negative news than positive news because negative news sells. Media companies like instilling fear in people and creating doubt and uncertainty. Therefore, I know for myself that if I'm watching the 1-hour news every day, then I know the first 5 minutes is the most crucial because it's the headline news, and the last 10 minutes because they talk about world news, they talk about economics and the finance news. The rest is just there to create stress and freak everyone out. Now, watching the news is not the only method that you can do if you want to take an active role in understanding what's going around you. What you can do, you can even follow social media accounts like Instagram, Facebook, or even TikTok if that's where you consume your information. Or you can sign up to daily newsletters where they provide a quick snapshot of the daily headlines. Alternatively, you could even read up on the news before you start your working day. This works well for people, especially in the finance world as well. You'll be able to understand concepts better, raise concerns, and have discussions around topical events from around the world. My personal favorite was when I was working a busy 9-to-5 job, my commute from my home to the train station was about 10 to 15 minutes. So whenever I would walk, I would listen to a podcast called The Squiz, which is essentially a 10 to 15 minute breakdown of the daily headlines, and it's actually relevant news. Understanding the economic situation is important for everyone, not just those that are working in finance. Everyone has a mortgage, everyone has loans to repay, everyone's got bills to manage, expenses to manage and budget. Therefore, understanding how interest rates work, how inflation affects the economy and how it affects you, and understanding how the exchange rate affects you when you travel overseas is all crucial information when it comes to making sound financial decisions. 2. Be strategic with social media. Over the last few months, I have done a massive clear out of my Instagram page. It's my most commonly used application, so I went through and I filtered through the people that I follow. I unfollowed accounts which served me no purpose, brought no value to me, or didn't bring me any joy anymore. These were accounts like fashion, lifestyle influencers, and people that I no longer speak to or don't even post or appear on my feed. When I open up Instagram, I want to see people who motivate me, who actually inspire me to work harder and also instill determination, not people who provide me with no value. I want to be inspired from social media and use it to my advantage. I don't want to be caught up with the negativity surrounding social media. About 89% of people have stated that social media has caused them some level of mental health issues. This is such a large group of people, and this is all because we're not following the right group of people or the right content which is actually relevant to us and it's actually going to provide us a positive impact. Or it could be that we find it hard to make such decisions to get rid of the toxic people around us. Therefore, it compounds and it causes a cycle of sadness and mental health concerns if we're not willing to do anything about it. I know I personally went through something like this in the past as well. However, once I did make the change, then I saw my mental health significantly improve. 3. Query your parents. Our parents should be the people that we're most comfortable speaking to when it comes to making life decisions. So if you've got someone that you can look up to, I suggest speaking to them and understanding why they have made the life decisions that they have made and understand their way of thinking. I started doing this a few years ago where I asked my parents why they invested in certain assets or why they didn't invest at all. And this was interesting because it definitely opened up my eyes, because simultaneous to me querying my parents, I was also absorbing content from other forms of social media or podcasts. And from that exercise alone, I was able to understand what others were doing around money and their conversations around money at home compared to my family. So I was able to determine between right and wrong. What I learned from this process was what I thought was actually good practice was actually quite the opposite, which then made me question finances entirely. This then led me on my own personal finance journey and trying to figure out things which actually impacted me. Had I not consumed all the information from the alternative sources, I would not have known what was right and wrong. Being curious is super important when it comes down to your personal finance journey, because this is what's going to motivate you and actually push you to want to learn more as to how to fix your finances or how to better manage them. And now, a couple years later, when I am a little bit more informed about personal finances, I'm able to help my parents in making better financial decisions and making sure, because they're getting older, I want to be able to put them on the right track as well so that they're not struggling in their older years. 4, learn from millionaires. Read their books, listen to their podcasts, enroll in their courses, watch their YouTube videos. I tend to watch a lot of female in finance because I find I just resonate better with them, and that might be something that you can also do as well. Watch movies like The Big Short, or watch movies that talk about business startups or entrepreneurship. My partner and I love watching these kinds of movies together. As we're both running our own business, we love learning about the successes and failures of a startup so that we don't make the same mistake. This is not only a fun way to learn, but it also doesn't feel like you're learning. Learning from successful people from around the world is so underrated because they share their nuggets of gold. I feel that not enough people are leveraging this information and absorbing it and taking that opportunity, because if we did, then a lot more people would be starting businesses. If there's a certain skill you want to learn, there's a definite path to get you there. There's certain books that I've read, which I'll list them down in the description box below for you to check out, and podcasts, which I've really been enjoying. I love reading before going to bed, and especially biographies where I can learn from other people. It's all about finding something that you resonate with and that you feel comfortable gravitating towards and grabbing and reading every night. 5, whiteboard sessions. I recently bought a whiteboard for my room where I could jot down quick thoughts, affirmations, I could map out processes. If you're a visual person like me, I highly recommend doing this because it just allows you to flesh out ideas, to think about things and think about the bigger picture just by writing it on a whiteboard. You feel like there's no commitment to that idea when you're writing on a whiteboard as opposed to like pen and paper, because then you can just easily rub it out. Being a visual person, seeing things mapped out, I think is so important for so many people around the world. It's just a better way to allow those creative juices to flow. So if a whiteboard isn't your thing, then perhaps you can just use a piece of paper, or you've got an iPad, or you can even use your phone as well. Now, don't be hard on yourself, because if you're finding that you're not feeling the urge to start leveling up with your personal finances, then it might just be that you're too young and you don't see the benefits of it yet. It's like when we think about the concepts we were taught in school, whereby we never used to actually pay attention in business classes or economics classes. And until now, when you're a little bit older, you understand that, wow, I should have actually paid attention because it could have actually impacted me in a positive way now. For example, when I was in university, I was taught about cryptocurrency in about 2013. Now, if only I had acted upon that, I could have been a millionaire right now. So if you're finding that you're not really interested in this world, then that's okay. Your time will come and you will realize when you're ready. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.